Good evening, my weary academics, and welcome to History to Sleep By, where we nerd out and conk out. If you enjoy calm, narrated history documentaries, or just need a reliable friend to help with restless nights, please subscribe, leave a like, and maybe share a comment about what's happening in your life. That way, you'll always find your way back to us. Now, let's begin tonight's journey. In the early days of the American Revolutionary War, the city of Boston found itself at the center of unfolding events. The year was 1775, a time when tensions between the American colonies and the British Crown had reached a fevered pitch. The Siege of Boston was a pivotal moment, marked by a quiet persistence and strategic maneuvers rather than the loud clamor of battle. The siege began in the spring of 1775, shortly after the skirmishes at Lexington and Concord. American colonial forces, eager to assert their resolve, encircled the city. These forces were largely composed of local militias, men who had left their farms and trades to join the cause. They settled into a patient wait, encamped around Boston, their eyes fixed on the city. The British, under the command of General Thomas Gage, found themselves confined within the city's limits. Supplies dwindled as the months stretched on, the British soldiers growing restless under the watchful eyes of the rebels. The landscape around Boston was a patchwork of hills and fields, offering strategic vantage points. One such place was Dorchester Heights, a series of hills overlooking the city and its harbor. The Americans, under the leadership of General George Washington, understood the importance of this location. It was in the early months of 1776 that they made their quiet move. Under the cover of darkness, on a cold March night, the American forces began fortifying Dorchester Heights. They worked swiftly, using bundles of hay and barrels filled with earth to construct makeshift defenses. By morning, the British awoke to find the Americans entrenched, their cannons poised, ready to command the harbor. The sight of these fortifications sent ripples of concern through the British ranks. General William Howe, who had taken command from Gage, faced a dilemma. The position of the Americans on Dorchester Heights threatened the British hold on Boston. An attack was planned, but the weather had its own plans. A storm swept in, fierce winds and rain lashing the city, making any assault impossible. As the storm passed, the British reconsidered. The prospect of heavy casualties loomed large, and the decision was made to evacuate. On March 17, 1776, the British began their withdrawal. The people of Boston watched with a mix of relief and curiosity as the redcoats prepared to leave. The harbor was a flurry of activity, ships being loaded with soldiers, loyalists, and supplies. The evacuation was orderly, a testament to the discipline of the British troops. As the ships sailed away, a quiet settled over the city. The siege, which had lasted nearly a year, was over. Boston was free from British control, a significant victory for the American forces. The departure of the British marked a turning point in the war. The Americans had shown that they could stand firm, that they were capable of strategic success. The siege had been a test of endurance and ingenuity, a testament to the resolve of those who sought independence. The victory at Boston lifted the spirits of the colonists, bolstering their confidence in the struggle that lay ahead. As the British ships disappeared over the horizon, the people of Boston began to rebuild. The city, which had been under siege for so long, slowly returned to life. Markets reopened, families reunited, and the future, though uncertain, seemed a little brighter. The American forces, having secured Boston, turned their attention to the challenges that remained. The war was far from over, but the events at Boston had set the stage for what was to come. The Siege of Boston and the subsequent evacuation were moments of quiet determination. They were marked not by grand battles, but by the steady resolve of those who believed in the possibility of a new nation. As you drift into sleep, imagine the city of Boston, its cobblestone streets and wooden houses, the gentle lapping of the harbor's waters, and the distant silhouette of ships sailing into the dawn. Let the calm of history guide you to rest, knowing that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. As the dawn of a new day broke over the American colonies, the echoes of the recent struggle in Boston lingered in the air. The British, having retreated to Halifax, left behind a city that bore the marks of conflict, but also the spirit of resilience. The people of Boston began to rebuild their lives, tending to the scars of war with quiet determination. The cobblestone streets, once filled with the clatter of soldiers' boots, now resonated with the sounds of everyday life returning. Children played where barricades once stood, and shopkeepers reopened their doors, hopeful for better days. The Continental Army, under the leadership of General George Washington, set its sights on the challenges that lay ahead. The war for independence had only just begun, and the path forward was fraught with uncertainty. Yet, the success in Boston had bolstered the morale of the American forces and their supporters. Across the colonies, the call for freedom grew stronger, carried by whispers and letters, by speeches and secret gatherings. In the quiet towns and bustling ports, men and women alike pondered their roles in this unfolding drama. Farmers left their fields to join the ranks of the militia, while women organized supplies and cared for the wounded. The spirit of unity was palpable, weaving through the fabric of colonial society like a gentle breeze. Each small act of courage, each whispered promise of support, added to the growing momentum of the revolutionary cause. As spring turned to summer, the Continental Congress convened in Philadelphia. The delegates, representing a patchwork of colonies, each with its own customs and concerns, gathered to forge a path toward independence. The air buzzed with debate and discussion, the weight of history pressing upon their shoulders. They knew the risks they faced, the dangers of challenging the might of the British Empire. Yet, they also understood the promise of a new beginning, a nation built on the ideals of liberty and justice. In the midst of these deliberations, a young Virginia delegate named Thomas Jefferson penned a document that would soon become a beacon of hope. His words, carefully chosen and eloquently crafted, spoke of unalienable rights and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence, once adopted, would send ripples across the globe, announcing to the world the birth of a new nation. Meanwhile, in the countryside, the rhythms of life continued. Fields of wheat swayed gently in the summer breeze, and rivers meandered lazily through the landscape. The people, though caught in the currents of history, found solace in the familiar routines of daily life. They tended their gardens, gathered for meals, and shared stories by the fireside. Through it all, the hope for a brighter future remained a constant companion. As the sun set each evening, casting a golden glow over the land, the stars began to twinkle in the vast expanse of the night sky. These same stars had guided sailors across oceans and inspired poets and dreamers throughout the ages. Now they watched over a land on the brink of transformation, a land where the seeds of freedom had been sown. In the months that followed, battles would be fought, alliances forged, and sacrifices made. The journey toward independence was neither swift nor easy, but it was propelled by the unwavering belief in a cause greater than any one individual. The American Revolution, with its trials and triumphs, would become a testament to the enduring power of hope and determination. As you drift further into sleep, imagine the gentle rustling of leaves in the night breeze, the distant call of an owl echoing through the trees. Picture the flickering glow of candlelight in a small farmhouse, where a family gathers to share the events of the day. Feel the warmth of the hearth, the comfort of loved ones nearby, and the promise of a new dawn on the horizon. In this moment of quiet reflection, let the stories of the past cradle you in their embrace. Know that even in the midst of uncertainty, the human spirit is capable of remarkable resilience and courage. As the night deepens, let your dreams carry you to a place where the lessons of history illuminate the path forward, guiding you gently toward the promise of tomorrow. The night sky stretches endlessly above, a tapestry of stars twinkling like ancient storytellers. Each star holds a tale, a fragment of history whispered through the ages. In the quiet countryside where time seems to slow, the world sleeps under this celestial canopy. The farmhouse, nestled among rolling hills, stands as a testament to the lives lived within its sturdy walls. Generations have passed through its doors, each leaving an indelible mark on its timbers. The family within gathers close, their faces softly illuminated by the candle's glow. The room is filled with the scent of wood smoke and the faint sweetness of lavender, hung to dry by the window. The gentle murmur of voices mingles with the crackling of the fire, creating a symphony of comfort. Outside, the wind carries the scent of earth and grass, a reminder of the land's enduring presence. The stories shared tonight are woven from the fabric of everyday life, tales of toil and triumph, of laughter and loss. They speak of ancestors who tilled the soil, coaxing life from the stubborn ground, of mothers who sang lullabies to restless children, their voices a balm against the darkness, of fathers who returned from distant fields, weary but steadfast, their hands calloused from honest work. In the flickering light, the faces of the family reflect the past and the future. The eldest among them, eyes crinkled with wisdom, recounts the days of their youth. Days when the world seemed vast and full of promise, when each sunrise brought new adventures. The younger ones listen with rapt attention, their imaginations painting vivid pictures of a time they have never known. These stories are more than mere recollections. They are a bridge across time. They connect the present to the past, weaving a tapestry of shared experience. In this quiet moment, the family is united by the threads of memory, each story a stitch in the fabric of their lives. As the night deepens, the stories shift to dreams of the future, hopes whispered in the dark, aspirations nurtured by the warmth of family. The candle burns low, its flame a gentle reminder of the passing hours. Yet, there is no rush to extinguish its light. The night is a time for reflection, for savoring the company of loved ones. Outside, the world is still, wrapped in the embrace of sleep. The fields lie fallow under the moon's watchful gaze, waiting patiently for the return of the sun. In the quiet of the night, the family drifts into slumber, their dreams intertwined with the stories of the past. The farmhouse stands sentinel, its walls a repository of countless memories. As the stars continue their silent vigil, the world turns gently toward the promise of a new day. The cycle of time, unbroken and eternal, carries them forward. The first light of dawn will soon brush the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold. The morning will bring with it the rhythm of daily life, the familiar dance of chores and routines. Yet for now, the night holds sway, a tranquil pause in the relentless march of time. The stories shared tonight will linger, echoing in the hearts of those who heard them. As you lie in your own bed, let the gentle cadence of history lull you into peaceful sleep. Imagine the warmth of the hearth, the comfort of shared stories, the promise of a new day. Let your dreams carry you to a place where the past and present meet, where the lessons of history guide you toward a brighter tomorrow. The night is long, but the dawn is certain. Rest now, in the embrace of time's gentle passage. As the night deepens, the quietude of the world seems almost palpable. The stars above, steadfast in their celestial dance, have witnessed countless generations rise and fall. They have watched over empires that once stood mighty, only to crumble into dust. One such empire, whose echoes still resonate, is that of ancient Egypt. The Nile River, lifeblood of this civilization, flows with a timeless grace, a silent witness to the grandeur that once lined its banks. In the moonlight, the pyramids stand as solemn sentinels, their silhouettes etched against the night sky, guardians of secrets buried within the sands. Imagine the bustling streets of Thebes, where merchants and craftsmen once plied their trades. The air, filled with the scent of spices and incense, carried the sounds of a vibrant city. Priests in their white linen robes moved with purpose, tending to rituals that connected the earthly realm with the divine. The temples, adorned with intricate carvings, were places of reverence and mystery. They spoke of gods and goddesses, of creation and the afterlife, weaving a tapestry of belief that bound the people together. In the cool quiet of night, the pharaohs dreamed of eternity. Their tombs, hidden deep within the Valley of the Kings, were crafted to ensure safe passage to the afterlife. These rulers, seen as gods on earth, sought to transcend mortality through their monumental legacies. In their chambers, treasures lay undisturbed for millennia, waiting to be rediscovered by future generations. The stories of these rulers, from the enigmatic Tutankhamun to the formidable Hatshepsut, continue to captivate the imagination. As the river flows, it whispers tales of Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt. Her life, marked by love and tragedy, unfolded against the backdrop of a world in turmoil. With a mind as sharp as her beauty was legendary, she navigated the treacherous waters of politics and power. Her alliances with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony were bold maneuvers in a game of survival. Yet, despite her efforts, the sands of time slipped through her fingers, and the Roman Empire cast its shadow over Egypt. Cleopatra's legacy, however, endures, a testament to her indomitable spirit. Beyond the banks of the Nile, the desert stretches endlessly, a sea of golden dunes. In this arid expanse, the caravan routes crisscrossed, linking distant lands. Traders journeyed with precious cargo, bringing silk and spices from the east, gold and ivory from Africa. These routes were the arteries of commerce, fueling the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Beneath the starlit sky, the caravanserais offered refuge to weary travelers, places where stories were shared and friendships forged. In the quiet of the night, the echoes of history grow louder. They tell of a world where knowledge was revered, where scholars gathered in the great library of Alexandria. This center of learning, a beacon of enlightenment, drew the greatest minds of the age. Scrolls filled with wisdom and discovery lined its shelves, preserving the collective achievements of humanity. Though the library itself was lost to time, its spirit lives on, inspiring generations to seek knowledge and understanding. The night wears on, and the stars continue their silent vigil. In this tranquil moment, the past and present converge, a reminder of the enduring nature of human endeavor. The stories of ancient Egypt, like those of countless other civilizations, are woven into the fabric of our shared history. They speak of resilience, of dreams and aspirations, of the timeless quest for meaning. As you drift into slumber, let these tales cradle you gently. Imagine the cool breeze of the Nile, the rustle of palm fronds, the soft murmur of voices carried on the wind. Let the rhythm of history guide your dreams, taking you to distant lands and forgotten times. The night is long, but within its embrace lies the promise of discovery. Rest now, knowing that the dawn will bring new stories, new adventures, new possibilities. In the quiet of the night, the world is at peace, and so too are you. The moon casts a gentle glow over the ancient city of Athens, where the whispers of philosophy and democracy still linger in the air. In the heart of this vibrant city, the Acropolis stands as a testament to human ingenuity and the pursuit of knowledge. Its marble columns reach skyward, silhouetted against the starlit sky, echoing the voices of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. These thinkers, with their profound ideas, shaped the very foundations of Western thought. As you wander through the quiet streets, imagine the agora bustling with life, where citizens gathered to debate, discuss, and decide the future of their city-state. The air is filled with the scent of olive oil and fresh bread, the sounds of merchants calling out their wares, and the laughter of children playing nearby. It is a place where ideas flow as freely as the wine at a symposium, where the seeds of democracy took root and flourished. In the gentle embrace of the night, the Parthenon stands proud and silent, a symbol of the goddess Athena's wisdom and strength. Its friezes tell stories of gods and heroes, of battles fought and won, of the triumph of civilization over chaos. The stones, worn smooth by the passage of time, hold the secrets of a people who dared to dream of a society built on reason and justice. Beyond the city walls, the gentle hills of Attica roll towards the horizon, their slopes dotted with vineyards and olive groves. The land, bathed in the soft light of the moon, is rich with history and myth. It is here that Theseus once roamed, where the Minotaur was vanquished, and where the Muses inspired poets and artists to create works of enduring beauty. As the night deepens, the world of ancient Greece comes alive in your imagination. The rhythmic sound of waves lapping against the shores of Piraeus Harbor carries the tales of sailors and traders who ventured across the Aegean Sea. Their journeys brought back not just goods, but stories and knowledge from distant lands, weaving a tapestry of cultural exchange that enriched the Hellenic world. In the stillness, the constellations above tell stories of their own. Orion, the hunter, strides across the sky, while Cassiopeia sits in her celestial throne. These stars, unchanged for millennia, have guided travelers and dreamers alike, their light a constant in an ever-changing world. As you drift further into slumber, let the gentle hum of history soothe you. Imagine the warmth of the Mediterranean sun on your skin, the taste of honey and figs on your lips, the sound of a lyre playing softly in the distance. The past is a comforting presence, a reminder of the enduring spirit of humanity. In the quiet of your dreams, the ancient world unfolds, a realm of wonder and discovery. The The stories of Greece, like those of Egypt, are threads in the vast tapestry of human history. They speak of the pursuit of knowledge, of the quest for understanding, of the timeless dance between chaos and order. Rest now, knowing that these tales will watch over you as you sleep. The night is a gentle guardian, cradling you in its embrace, whispering secrets of the past. When the dawn breaks, it will bring with it the promise of new stories, new journeys, new horizons. But for now, let the peace of the night envelop you, carrying you to a place where history and dreams converge, where the world is at rest, and so too are you. In the hushed stillness of the ancient night, the city of Athens lay under a canopy of stars. The air was filled with the soft murmur of the Aegean Sea, lapping gently against the shores, a timeless rhythm that had serenaded countless generations. The Acropolis stood watchful, its marble columns gleaming under the moonlight, a beacon of wisdom and strength. In the quiet streets below, the flickering glow of oil lamps cast long shadows, weaving stories of philosophers and poets, of warriors and statesmen. Within the heart of the city, the Agora slept, its stalls and pathways empty, yet resonant with the echoes of the day's vibrant discourse. Here, ideas were born and challenged, where Socrates once strolled, engaging minds with questions that probed the very essence of truth and virtue. His presence lingered in the air, a silent reminder of the power of thought and dialogue. The stones beneath his feet bore witness to the birth of democracy, a radical experiment in governance that would inspire future generations. Beyond the city walls, the olive groves whispered secrets to the night breeze. These sacred trees, gifts from Athena herself, stood as symbols of peace and prosperity. Their silvery leaves rustled softly, a gentle lullaby to the sleeping land. In the distance, Mount Olympus loomed, shrouded in mist, its peaks home to the pantheon of gods. The tales of their exploits, both grand and petty, filled the minds of those who dreamt beneath their watchful gaze. Further afield, the Peloponnesian Peninsula lay in slumber, its rugged landscape a testament to the resilience of its people. Sparta, a city of warriors, rested in disciplined silence. Here, the nights were as austere as the days, the stars shining down on a people forged in the crucible of duty and honor. The tales of their valor and sacrifice echoed through the ages, a reminder of the price of freedom. As the night deepened, the winds carried the scent of the sea to the shores of Crete. The island, cradled by the gentle waves of the Mediterranean, held secrets of an even older civilization. The ruins of Knossos lay bathed in moonlight, the labyrinthine corridors whispering tales of the Minotaur and the cunning of Daedalus. The Minoans, with their vibrant frescoes and intricate palaces, had left an indelible mark upon the world, their legacy woven into the fabric of history. In the east, the city of Troy slumbered beneath the stars, its walls silent witnesses to a decade of war and the cunning of Odysseus. The Iliad's heroes, their deeds immortalized in verse, rested now in the annals of time, their stories a bridge between myth and history. The winds that swept across the plains carried with them the whispers of Helen's beauty, of Achilles' rage, of the wooden horse that sealed the city's fate. As the night wore on, the stars traced their ancient paths across the sky, a celestial dance that had guided sailors and shepherds alike. The constellations told stories of their own, of Orion the hunter and Cassiopeia's vanity, of Perseus's bravery and Andromeda's rescue. These tales, etched in the heavens, connected the earthbound to the divine, offering comfort and wonder to those who gazed upward. In the quiet of the night, the world seemed suspended between the past and the future, a moment of serene reflection. The stories of ancient Greece, woven into the very fabric of the land, continued to inspire and captivate. They spoke of human endeavor and the quest for meaning, of the delicate balance between fate and free will. As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, the promise of a new day stirred gently in the hearts of those who slept. The sun's early rays kissed the Parthenon, igniting its stones with a golden glow. The city of Athens awoke to the sounds of life, the streets once again filled with the bustle of commerce and conversation. Yet, in the stillness of the morning, the echoes of the night lingered, a reminder of the stories that shaped the world. The journey of discovery and wonder continued, an unbroken thread through the tapestry of time.